Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This isn't one of my more typical videos, but I feel like it was my duty, and just felt like I had to. I'm going to be making these videos every now and then, and it's just calling the media and our politicians on their bullshit. I've seen a lot of articles published. I've seen it on my local news. I've seen it on national news. Little snippets about rent increase across nationwide, and their bullshit reasons as to why, and basically saying, "Oh well, it sucks." Okay, well, all right. Here's some facts that you need to know. All right, rent nationwide has gone up 11.4% nationwide on average, just in the last year, and that's outrageous. The 3 years previous, even 3 years previous to the coronavirus, not in any of the three previous years, they did not surpass over 3.4% increase. So it's, almost 4 times more than any of the 3 years prior. And it's more than the 3 years prior combined. And that's just bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you what they're saying about it. They're blaming. Okay. They're blaming this. What they say the reasoning for it is simple supply and demand. And the reason they say that is so you go, oh, okay, well, it's just simple supply and demand. No, it's not simple supply and demand. They say it's simple supply and demand so that, they're trying to sugarcoat and bullshit it so they don't look, so that the elite don't look so fucking greedy for taking advantage of the public during and after a pandemic. And that's what it comes down to. Because alright, and this is the reason they say that the cause is for the demand. The demand part of the supply and demand reasoning. They say that claiming that the demand increase in rent for rentals is due to more certainty in the job markets, and younger people moving out now that the COVID restrictions are lifted. Give me a fucking break. That's the most sugar-coated blatant lie I've ever heard. If anyone were to just think about it for half a second, it's common fucking sense. Okay? What? Did people forget about the housing market? You remember the big boom in the housing market? All the random boom in the housing market during the pandemic? Well, the big boom in the pandemic was caused by people being forced to sell their homes because they lost their jobs and couldn't afford them. And people dying. The 600,000 people that have died. You don't think that caused some people to sell their homes because their significant other died and they were the only other person in there with them, or they couldn't afford it? Yes. So that's what triggered the housing market, and that's what is creating the demand for rentals. Because where do people go when they downsize? Fucking rentals. It's not that fucking hard. But they won't put it that way in the media, and the politicians ain't going to do a goddamn thing like put a rent freeze in, which they should do. They should have done that 3 years ago because it's been going up at an outrageous rate anyway. But especially during the pandemic, put in forth a fucking rent freeze. But they're not going to do it because they don't want to hurt their fucking rich friends who donate to their campaigns. And that's what it comes down to. It's a fucked up reality, but alright, I'm sorry. I hope this is your reality, people. And shit needs to change, and the only way we can change is how they get elected. And that's stopping the way they get funding. Make it be unanimous. Period. Make it be a pool pool funding and then dispersed evenly upon the candidates. That way they won't be scared to fucking do their jobs. They won't be scared to hurt their fucking buddies' feelings that gave them fucking $100,000 last year for their campaign. It's bullshit. And I mean, where the fuck did all that rental assistance go? Or was that another reasoning for these rich cocksuckers to raise rent during this? Because they're like, oh, there's $27 billion in this COVID relief bill for rental assistance, so let's raise rent. Because we can. Look, there's all that money in the rental. We want it. You know, they weren't just happy enough with the extra demand to fully fill all their occupancies. They weren't happy with being 100% occupant filled in all their units and shit. No, then they have to raise it fucking 11%. And then blame it on bullshit. They should have put a fucking rent freeze in place, but all our politicians are chicken shits. And then they make arguments like this and try and smoke screen it. So they be just, oh, well, that sucks, boo. Oh. Fuck no, boo. Our politicians should have done something goddamn in the first place. Put a fucking rent freeze in. Fuck their friends. And B, they need to make a fucking law. Sorry for all the language, but they need to make a law that prevents, stops, or penalizes the 1% from just raising prices because they feel like it. That's what inflation is. That's all inflation is the first rich cocksucker goes, I'm raising prices. So then everyone has to down the line. And we all get stuck with it. They never had to raise rent, period. There was no need for it whatsoever. None of them have been hurting with any rent increase, without any rent increase. None of them. And it's bullshit. And you think it's going to get reversed? No. Absolutely not. So we're stuck with it. So next time you go to the polls and you vote red or blue, just know they're not doing their fucking jobs. And you're enabling them too by going, oh, you're my guy. Oh, fuck the other side. Because the way it's set up with the Republicans and Democrats is not fucking working, and it's not gonna work until we cut that shit out. I'm not saying have a monarchy. I'm not saying have a socialist economy. I'm not saying have anything like that. I'm not saying just have a wild fucking ape shit army. I'm saying that the way it's structured today does not work. It has not worked for a long time. So all our politicians do is have their fingers up their butts, point fingers, and don't do their fucking jobs. It's the easiest goddamn job in the world. Someone needs a politician to go in there and act like fucking daddy and separate the children. Say, listen, children, not another fucking word about the other side. Period. Do your fucking jobs. One word, you're fired. Holy fuck! But no, none of them are going to take for any of this shit because it's the easiest fucking job in the world to just sit there and point fingers and blame, oh, look what he's doing, look what, and bitch at each other and not do a fucking thing and then beg people for money to keep their jobs and kiss ass. Holy fuck. Sorry about all the cuss words, but come on, people, really? Think about it. We need a united America, not a red and blue one. We the people, for the people, by the people. Okay? Not, I'm a Republican with my finger up his butt and the other pointing at him, and I'm a Democrat doing the same shit. Give us your money. Fuck you. Think about it, people, please. That's my opinion. And it's common fucking sense.